Speaking for myself, I was, I'm not ashamed to admit, I was really envious and I guess jealous of Hulk. You know, I mean,
as a lover.
Well, as a performer, no. But I mean, I like when I saw it. When I used to stand next to Bischoff and go, and when he was in the ring and watch and go. He's 3 times better than me. You know, but
they knew he was making. You know, Hulk was making like $1 million a month back then.
But
you know, so he's 12 times better than us.
Right. But when you get around him, it's not his fault. You know, God bless him for getting it because that paves the way for other guys to get it. And we always said he can do his part. Like when we talked about Warrior earlier. Book him with the right guy, man. Hulk can do his part. You know, for most of his career, he was a hero and he won, and he was great at doing that. Being a villain, being a heel is a little bit different. It's different. It's a little more difficult. And
you got to make that guy.
Yeah,
you got to be there for the comeback. And
yeah, that wasn't really his forte.
But he did it.
He did the best he could.
Yeah, I mean, I think
we went out of our way to protect it because we featured him where you don't get to Hulk.
Right.
And they made it to make it even more like you never got to Hulk.
Right.
Because it was the right thing to do.
And we knew it felt. Yeah, we looked at it too with the dynamic at that time. You know, it was like for the younger demographic, we kind of came across because there's not a whole lot of really like black characters on TV. We almost had like that kind of a thug, street cred type thing going on, and then we gave that rub to Hulk. At the same time, he gave us that incredible, iconic, like, wow, Hogan's bad, and Hall and Nash are with him. So, I mean, it gave us an immediate, as far as if you look at mainstream, it was such a, but I remember the first time we went to Universal and did some promos, and fucking Hogan went on like an 8-hour rant. We took a break, and we went over the corner, we went, this ain't gonna fucking work, because he and I are soundbite guys.
Remember the time he showed up? Was that the time he showed up with the
Nick had the fucking
Hollywood's Wolfpack airbrush T-shirt and stuff?
We went fucking out.
Because I wanted the Wolfpack is Kev, myself, and Kid, because we'd given up our identities basically when we left Vince. That was what was so sweet about us leaving together, is we were the outsiders, Razor and Diesel.
Right.
But we were the outsiders. I don't care what you call us. The paychecks always said Scott Hall. They never said Razor.
No, they never said Diesel.
But so I wanted that Wolfpack thing because I was ripping off the Freebirds. I was a huge Freebird mark. And you were talking about being late that time. The Michael Hayes one.
Yeah. I just said it today to you.
Did you?
Remember today? I said
I didn't know what you meant.
That's what I said.
I thought you meant come in with Jack Daniels.
No, I was meaning just now. You'd be so late, I'm just happy to see you.
Yeah, don't be 5 minutes late. You said, kid, don't be 5 minutes late. You get screamed at. You said, if you're going to be late, be an hour late. And then they're just happy you showed up. And it's true.
It is true.
But anyway, we were doing that. There was one interview segment thing going on where I had to throw the penalty flag, like personal foul, gimmick infringement. Hey, you're the man, all that stuff. But you know what? No, it's not Hollywood's Wolfpack. You're not in the Wolfpack. We're the Wolfpack.
Yeah, you're Hollywood.
Because everything, I felt like I learned so much about creative property and intellectual property through that lawsuit deal.
Yeah.
That anytime we said anything, like we started that For Life, we stole from Mac 10, from listening to Yoko's music on the back of the bus, and Too Sweet and all that stuff. And then we'd come to TV next week and be on a T-shirt. But we're not getting paid. We're not getting royalties.
Right. It's our catchphrases, but they're taking it as their intellectual property because we're saying it on their show. I had to end up, years and years later, in about $100,000 in legal fees on my behalf to go after them and get to get my money, to get some merchandise money back, and I had to sue. At that point it was Universal Wrestling Holdings or whatever the fuck it was. But
the main reason too, besides thinking it was a cool name, I chose Wolfpack because of the fact that I thought, well, North Carolina State owns this. They won't be able to rip this off.
Yeah, you can't.
So they couldn't put Wolfpack on anything. And we were Wolfpack anyway, with the umlauts over the O. So they came out with these red shirts with the wolves on them, and they sold like crazy. So now, if you're going to split up Hall and Nash and Hogan and Savage, you know, who are you going to put together?
Right.
It seems like it'd be natural, us against them, and 2 generations against each other, blah, blah, blah. Oh no, that's how slick they were, boy.
Bang.
I'm not even, my creative property, now I'm not even into Wolfpack. I'm in Hollywood black and white. I'm in NWO black and white with Hogan. Remember that time you kept Barry Randy on an interview, you wouldn't put him on? You said, you're the man or something, you're supposed to say something to him.
Wouldn't do it. That's like when they used to tell me that, you know, he was suspended for the longest time, and they tell me, you know, go out and bury Scott. Go out and bury Scott. And I go on TV and I bury him, or I buried Hogan because he was sniffing up Rodman's ass and all that other shit, him and Bischoff.
Oh, I remember one time I was watching TV and you went, you're wearing my shirt. I don't know, just an outsider shirt was doing, but I remember one time you went out and said, let he who's out without sin cast the first stone.
That's right.
It was like, whoa. Remember when they fired Kid? Everybody wore the 6-ball NWO shirt. Everybody. That kind of stuff means something when you're sitting at home.
Yeah, it does, man. I remember that for a while there, he was at home, and I did segments with a Scott Hall cutout. You know, and it would do a number. You know? It was like,
Did you get heat for doing any of that?
yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of heat.
You know, that was the sweet stuff about being live, too.
Right. At the same time, though, you know, they tell me to go out there and bury him.
Right.
You know, and I'd be like, all right, okay. Fuck, once I'm out there, I forgot, I froze. I mean, what are you going to do? They can't do anything. You're giving me this cutout to go out there. I'm not going to fucking bury